Good morning, Ada. Here's your machine, Breville Oracle Touch, BES990 in silver. Thank you for your purchase. So as you saw in the photos, it's in good condition. It is a factory second, so of course it is discounted for some scratches. This unit has them around the bottom edge of this splash plate. If you're around the right hand side edge over here. That's mainly it. There's a couple here on the left and the front. Other than that, it's in good condition, I would say. I'd give it a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 in terms of how close it is to brand new. And of course, it is an otherwise new machine in terms of in and out. And it will come with the box, accessories, and 1 year of warranty. So, I'm making this video to teach you how to use the machine and set it up to the settings that should give you a good coffee once you get home and start using it. Of course, it will depend on what beans you're using, but I'll get it close enough, hopefully. So with every coffee machine, I like to start with the same routine. So turn it on. With this unit, it takes 5 minutes to turn on, so you can actually schedule it to turn on before you wake up, or at the same time as you wake up. But yeah, so 5 minutes for it to warm up, and then it's recommended to have the portafilter attached as it warms up so that the portafilter can get nice and warm. And also you can get it even hotter by running a blank shot. So put on the portafilter, obviously no coffee in the handle, no coffee in the portafilter basket. Get your cup that you'll be using and press the brew button so that you can warm up those components. And in the meantime, you can grab your milk jug, fill it with milk, etc. You don't have to let it go for the full duration. 10 or 20 seconds should be okay. I've done this before, so we won't have to do it again. Once you stop it, drain the portafilter, grab a tissue and dry. Now, everything you see in this video so everything I'm using with the machine is yours, except obviously I'm using my own knock box that's in my kitchen already. I'm using my own portafilter because I didn't want to. I'm using my own portafilter and milk jug because I didn't want to make those wet or like dirty and put them back in the box. I wanted to keep them clean, so they're included with your machine in that box. You get a single and a double basket. I'm using the double in this video, and I'm using my own bottomless portafilter. Your portafilter will have 2 spouts coming out of it. Okay, this double basket takes about 22 to 24 grams of coffee. Not that you should be measuring things every time when you're using this machine, but in this video I'll use my scale to measure the input and output for your interest. So turn on the scale. I'm using grind size 15. I'm not exactly sure if that will give us the best coffee, but there's only one way to find out, and that is by making the coffee. Just by looking at it, I think it's close enough. We may need to go a bit finer or a bit coarser depending on what speed of coffee pouring we get. There we go. That's very good. So I'm just gonna flip it upside down to get rid of any loose coffee, but that's a very nicely tamped surface. It's quite flat, it's quite smooth. This is as good as I would be able to do it, if I'm being honest. That is 24 grams of coffee. So we have 24 grams of coffee in the double basket. In terms of brewing, it's recommended to follow a 2-to-1 ratio. So for every gram of coffee you have in the basket, you want to get 2 grams of coffee in the cup. So we want to double this when we're making the shot. So we want to get about 48 or 50 grams of coffee in our cup. That's how we know we have the correct settings. And of course we'll be using the double button on the machine, which goes for 30 seconds. If we don't get 50 grams, if we only get like say 40 or 30 grams of coffee, that may be still a drinkable shot, but it'll be way too concentrated and way too, what's the word, over extracted. If we get much more than 50, let's say 70 grams of coffee or 80, again, that could be a drinkable shot, you never know, but that tells me that it's an under extracted shot, or a very light diluted coffee. So we want it to be in the right ratio, which is a 2 to 1, not much more, not much less. You don't have to be exact with the numbers, of course, this is not a science. And of course the end goal is taste, so whatever tastes good, I reckon we should do that. But in most cases, I think 2 to 1 tastes the best. I'll get rid of this hot water. Gonna add some vanilla syrup. And I'm gonna reset my scale. Okay. Hopefully this is a good shot. We'll see. We're pressing a double. We can, of course, this is a dual boiler machine, so we could steam at the same time. Steam is always available because it has a dedicated steam boiler, but we'll be doing these separately just for the sake of the video so we can see what's happening. I'll press the double and see how we go. Okay, right from the get-go, I think this is going to be an under-extracted shot. Sorry, an over-extracted shot. So I'll stop it there. So that tells me our grind size is too fine because the coffee is coming out very slowly. I'll take my cup away. Won't get rid of the coffee that we get here. Still reuse this cup. I'll pause the video, clean the portafilter, and then I'll grind again at a different grind size. I think I'll be using 20. Let's try 20. Okay, so we have grind size 20 now. We'll do the same. I'm not sure if I explained it before, but finer grind size means the coffee is going to come out slower. Just think of it as speed, so smaller is slower, but the machine also tells you, so if you change the grind size, it will tell you that a finer grind size, so a smaller number, will mean a slower pour. So if your coffee comes out very slowly, maybe increase the grind size by a few numbers and you'll be golden. In this case, we tried 15 and it was way too fine, so we're trying 20. Now it's just like before, it's a nicely tamped bed of coffee, very smooth. It's at 23 grams now because we've made it coarser. We'll lock in the portafilter in the middle. We'll reset our scale, and then we'll do the double shot again. Hopefully this time will be a bit quicker. Yeah, that's better. I think that's a good shot. It's nice and smooth. Got a good crema. That was 44 grams, so let me show you what it looks like. It's 44. So not necessarily a horrible shot. but yeah, close enough. I was aiming for 48. We got 44. I think that's close enough. Your mileage may vary depending on what beans you're using. Some beans will be at the same settings. Some beans will come out quicker, some beans will come out slower. So it's just depends, and also depends on the age of the bean. As the bean ages and loses its freshness, you may need to grind a bit finer to get that right speed. Otherwise, if you use old beans or stale beans, or let's say beans that you bought a month ago, you'll notice that the coffee comes out very quick, just because those beans have lost their freshness. It's a bit confusing, but you'll get used to it, I'm sure. Oh, that's a good shot. Yeah. I'll do the milk now. Oh, actually, let's do the cleaning. Take out the portafilter. You have a knock box, so use that to knock the portafilter. Get rid of the coffee. And then press. I like to clean it like this. So press the brew. This will rinse the portafilter and the shower screen. In one swift motion, you're cleaning both components, and it's nice to grab a tissue or a brush every now and then and clean. As you see, there's coffee grounds from the last few shots that we've done. I've done 3 so far. So no, this is our second shot yet. So a bit of coffee accumulation there. Yeah, you can dry your portafilter and do another coffee, or just put it lightly. You don't have to push it all the way. So when you're making coffee, maybe you need to push it to the middle until it's like nice and tight to hold the pressure. But when you're not making coffee, you don't have to, because you're not building up pressure. So just a little bit, just so it stays in place and not fall. Well, that's my portafilter, so I'll put that away. Next, we're doing the milk. So I'm using the settings that the machine recommends for cappuccino, 65 degrees Celsius and a froth level of 8. I'm not sure if you can see, you probably can't, but you can change the settings over here. So this is how you can change the single or double. You can change the time as well. I like to go with 30 seconds for the double, which is the default. And this is the main menu. You click on this, it'll tell you the recommended settings. When you change the settings, it'll allow you to create your own. So you press the plus, you can name it into whatever drink you prefer. And these are the settings, 65 and 8. So not 9, I think the highest is 9. Put it on 8, we'll see how we go. Just to show you that it's a dual boiler. You have 2 pumps, 2 separate boilers. Sweet. That didn't take too long, so I'll. This is important. So you want to grab a wet towel. Once it's done steaming, and you want to wipe it straight away. And when you push it down, it'll clean itself on the inside. So slide it out like that. Wipe with a wet towel. And then when you push it, it will clean itself. Okay, and then you want to wipe that, because obviously the milk goes to the tray. You're going to clean the tray. And And that's it. I believe machine is ready to make another coffee. If you want to keep it extra clean, like I said, wipe the grip head, wipe the wand after, and then wipe the tray. Keep everything nice and dry, and your machine will last for ages and ages. Yeah, let's pour the milk. Knock the jug on the counter just to break any air bubbles, and then swirl it around to mix it up. And once the surface is nice and smooth, you can pour. Yeah, that's a cappuccino. With some practice, you can do latte art. You can also use the wand in manual mode. So if you push it up, you can steam your milk just like a barista. And I think that way you can do even better latte art as opposed to the automatic mode. But yeah, that's the coffee that I made. There's no latte art here, but yeah, it is a coffee that I will probably like the taste of. If I wanted to do a latte art, I would probably use the manual mode. It'll look nicer with the latte art, of course. But yeah, it's all about the taste. And if you get the settings right, use the good beans, I think you'll get really good coffees coming out of this machine. And I'm sure you'll love it. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate. I'm always available to answer your questions. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks, Ada.